build a whore.
I didn't say it.
Build a whore.
I'll build a whore.
Hey, Couture Bays, it's your girl, Brett, going live with the Retalk and Bay Squad. We got to talk about this podcast with Evelyn, Lozada, and her daughter and her dusty baby daddy. But before we get started, let's like, comment, and subscribe. Tap that notification bell so you can get all the updates and alerts. And remember, opinions are not facts. Everything we say here is allegedly and for entertainment purposes solely. So sit back, relax, sip you some apple juice or my favorite, the vegan water, and let's get into the mess, shall we?
To you guys, like, what is something that both of you have learned about each other through your co-parenting journey together?
You go first.
So, to be honest, she had a way that she thought things should be, or she has a way that she thinks things should be. And I'm not fighting her on that. I think that her thoughts and her outlook on, parenthood and relationship and how a woman should bring a child into the world and what that woman needs and respect and loyalty and everything, in that pot of gumbo of like how you should treat and respect the woman that you're having a child with. I think that all her views are right. I think that I'm used to doing things my way. I'm also an alpha male. I'm also a Sagittarius. I'm also a very hard person to deal with sometimes because I get bullheaded.
Mm-hmm.
And when I put my foot down, it's kind of like it's my way or the highway, which is something I'm still working on. And it's probably got real difficult for her in the beginning stages because she felt like, why are you so
bullheaded?
Yeah, and I'm so like calm and patient and trying to figure it out. And I don't think in the early stages that I gave her enough grace to really live it how she saw fit.
Yeah. Go ahead, Shaw.
We had a few months of like fire with fire,
Yeah.
Well, thank you for saying that you didn't give me enough grace because I do agree with you. And I think a lot of my anger came from you not delivering what the expectations were.
Yeah.
So we'll leave that there. But I think that I had to learn how to, when I'm done with someone, I'm done with them. And because you share a child, you can't necessarily be done with them.
Yeah.
So I think I had to learn how to wrap my mind around the fact that like this is for life, because otherwise I would have been like, would we be sitting here today if we didn't have Blaze? You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I can see that.
Because otherwise it would have been like, all right.
Yeah, because when you stop talking to somebody, you're like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But when you do share,
I feel like I would have still been on Drop the Low. So I would have been.
But maybe for different reasons,
Oh, yeah,
right?
right.
Because I also do feel like we were meant to cross paths in whatever capacity we were meant to cross paths in. And we were having this conversation the other day by like, well, in my opinion, the universe and God doesn't make mistakes. So
Right.
Blaze was supposed to be here. You were supposed to be Blaze's dad. We were chosen to be his parents. So I think that I just had to learn how to grasp with the fact of like, okay, this is a situation in which you have to stick around me.
Right.
That's not my thing. That's not my dating life. There's like one ex that I ended up being friends with like a year or two after we broke up. But so I think that's
child, like, where do we begin? I mean, can we start with how all three of them sat on the pod and said that Evelyn was not a friend to the game's ex-fiance? They were not close. It was just Hollywood. Baby red flag. The next red flag was her saying, like, I was calling him Uncle Game, but he didn't know her. Huh? Make that make sense. This was very predatory. I don't care how y'all try to spin this and turn into contortionists to make Evelyn's daughter be some type of victim. It will never work in my book because what? And then the third thing was his lack of accountability as a man and how he treated her throughout her pregnancy speaks volumes. I feel like Shanice needs to go get therapy, heal, and then evolve into the woman she's destined to be, because he literally tricked her out her spot so he can have another child, because nobody was stupid enough to do it but Shanice. It is what it is. As for Evelyn, this is your karma in your face. I don't even believe in karma, but this is your karma. Having to watch your daughter be a single mother to a failed, washed, degenerate rapper. I mean, what was all that carrying on TV for? Like, make that make sense. You did the work so your daughter wouldn't have to. Now she's following in your footsteps, because where is her father? Like, it's so much to this. But I will say this. The interview was sad. It was tired. It was through. And it was definitely delayed. And people have mixed emotions about it. They have mixed feelings. But honestly, if Shanice had better self-esteem, if she was getting the nurturing and the rearing at a young age, if she wasn't out here being treated like a cash cow, I believe she would have never ended up in a situation like this. So use this as a cautionary tale. Like, even when you have the resources, the looks, the aesthetic, the lifestyle, you too could be a single mother to a washed felt rapper. But what are your thoughts on this, Space Squad? What are your opinions? Comment down below. I gotta go. Bye, hoes.